Hey guys, it's Caboose here, and this time I've got a training room battle that I did with a buddy in my clan. It's been a little while since I uploaded, so I just wanted to get something out there, and this was a quick little video I could film and, well, enjoy. So this is not a live commentary, just in case anybody's wondering. We're both in, or I'm in a Hipper, he's in a Prinzoi Gan, essentially the same ship, Tier 8 German heavy cruiser, 8-inch guns or 203 millimeters. My basic thought here is first off, I'm gonna spot him, and he does spot me first, so I do not have the proper full stealth build here on this commander. But my thought is spot him and then start kiting away, start throwing some HE at him, and just see, kind of just kind of go from there. Like if I'm winning, keep doing that. If I start to lose, start to change it up. So the Hipper's got really good armor piercing rounds. Its HE's not so good. It's a little better after the buff they did a little while back, and you can see there I'm detected. I still haven't spotted him, so I'm turning away because I figure I've got time to turn now, start kiting away. He's going to shoot me eventually, which is going to reveal his position anyway. So I don't need to get any closer to him to spot him. You got to be careful showing broadside with this ship because while it does have turtleback armor, it's still a cruiser. So there he is. He fired and spotted. So I'm just going to start returning fire, just kiting away. And see, he's turning in to chase me. See, this is a slight advantage of what I'm doing here compared to what he's doing, is that I'm getting my rear guns on target, which gives me 8 guns. He's only firing with his front 4 guns, so that gives me a significant advantage there. Obviously, with HE spam at long range, um, RNG does play a big factor, which is why having all 8 guns on target is really important. It really helps out a lot. My first few salvos here are kind of off target a bit. Yeah, I got one hit there. The Hipper is a fairly narrow ship, so it is kind of hard to hit at long range when it's coming in towards you. There's a fire. See, actually here, with that fire burning, I almost could have turned the other way and continued to fire at him and tried to burn him down. But I was a little worried about running out of space, running out of cover. So I decided to turn in and take the fight a little more close quarters. Now, the Hipper's got 4 sets of torpedo tubes, three tubes per set, and 2 on each side. So six torpedoes per side in total. Which, with only a range of 6 kilometers, they're very good self-defense weapons, but you really can't go on the offensive with them. So what I'm thinking here is if he comes around that corner, I'm just going to throw these torpedoes out. And you can see him slowing down there with their lead indicator getting shorter. But I figure I'll launch it anyway, just in case. Thinking maybe he'll speed up after he gets unspotted there. Shooting down his spotter plane so he can't see where I'm going. Now you can see I'm hydroed there. I didn't know if he had hydro or defensive AA. I've got defensive AA. So he's got a slight advantage there in close range, and obviously that's going to allow him to spot my torpedoes very easily. As none of those hit. They probably wouldn't have hit anyway, even if he didn't have his hydros on. I think he was stopping in time. So now I'm thinking I'm kind of committed to the close-in fight. Let's get into these islands, get some cover. I've loaded AP here in case he comes around the corner broadside. I am giving my own broadside as well, but because of the direction I'm going, I'll be able to shoot him before he comes around that island, before he can shoot me, if that makes sense. Because, well, his guns have to clear the island. Um, the direction I'm traveling, um, I don't really know how to explain it, but basically I'd be able to shoot him before he'd shoot me. I'm actually thinking right here he may have started backing up to get shots over that little depression there in the island, but he's actually continued to go forward. I was thinking about launching torpedoes right here, but I thought with how close the cap is, I thought he might enter the cap if he was coming around that corner, so I figured I'd just wait until I saw the cap counter start going down. But he played it quite smart there. He didn't actually go into the cap. So you'll see he pops up here in a minute. There it is. So he was able to avoid running into the cap there, which is a good move on his part. That would have just given his position away. So I'm thinking again, just keep running, kind of get myself into a good position to start throwing shells back at him and launch some torpedoes. I got a little lucky right here. I didn't really expect him to launch torpedoes where he did. Luckily, they weren't a very good launch. Probably gray lined. You can see in a couple seconds here where they show up. They're just going to hit the island right beside me. See, there they are. Probably just gray lined those. Wasn't really thinking about where I'd be going. Those ones were a lot better, but a little. Well, they didn't quite have the range. They're a little out in front. I hit him with one torpedo there. His hydro was obviously on cooldown. Now I'm thinking load the HE. I actually probably could have played this more aggressively if I was really thinking. I could have turned hard left there because I know he's used both of his torpedo tubes on the left. The only thing that if he did turn hard left himself, he would have been able to get his right torpedo tubes on me. So I was a little nervous about that. And that's exactly what he did. So he may have been able to torpedo with me with his right tubes if I had turned hard left there. So now again, just thinking, kite away, get torpedoes on him around this island. He had to burn his repair to fix that flooding, so I really should have capitalized on this a little bit faster than I did. Played it just a little bit more aggressive. I probably could have avoided his torpedoes if I just went around that island that is between the two of us right now. But, oh well, next time maybe. So I launched a couple torpedoes out there, angling against his AP shells. And I kind of had a brain fart there. I wasn't really sure if I should be firing HE at him because of his repair, or thinking maybe I should fire AP because he might give me a broadside. But in the end, I decided to stick with HE, stick with my guns, stick with my gut instinct. I was thinking about turning again to launch torpedoes back, but I figured I probably wouldn't get there in time. Like I'd have to end up showing him a broadside. I figured by the time I actually turned around and was able to fire my torpedoes, he'd poke around that island, and I know he has AP loaded, so I didn't want to risk that. So I figured again, just kite away. I'm kind of aiming for those two islands. You can't really see them now in the camera, but if you look on the map, that two islands right in front of me there, I'm thinking that's where the next little fight's gonna take place. I'm gonna go around those, continue to torp him. Those torpedoes, I'm not expecting them to hit. I just kind of want to lock him onto a path. I was actually hoping he'd turn a little bit further to his left. I guess I should be saying port. But from here on out, it's pretty basic. Just kite away, spam HE, shoot down a spotter plane because it can. And I have a big advantage already because of that one torpedo I landed earlier. So I really just have to keep kiting away, minimize my own damage. There's a fire. Just minimize my own damage, really. Like, from this point on, it's pretty simple, honestly. You can see me turning to get all 8 of my guns on target there. I'd say his biggest mistake is only using his front 2 guns. I mean, he knows I'm firing HE at him, so there's no really real reason to angle so much that you can't use your rear guns. Obviously, he doesn't want to be giving a complete broadside, but he really should have angled a little bit less there so he could get his rear guns on target. And once again, torpedoes are back up. Only a minute and 7-second reload on these torpedoes, so if you can get yourself into some islands like I did, you can reload those quite fast. This ship is very strong on the defensive. Not so much on the offensive, but when it's on the defensive, as most ships are, it's definitely stronger on the defensive than the offensive. However, this ship in particular, I think, is very strong on the defensive. So he was predicting there that I would sit rather than continuing to move. See, his guns were turned all the way to his port side. But I thought he might reverse his direction there, so I was already looking. I was kind of hoping he'd turn out broadside. That's why I had AP loaded. And I know right here he's launching torp, so I'm thinking load AP. Maybe he'll give me good broadside. But the Hipper's torp angles are actually fairly decent, so he really doesn't have to give me a big broadside to get them off. So I switch back to HE here, and there's his torpedoes, easily avoided. And again, just burning him down. There's really nothing to it now. He's at very low health. I just have to keep hitting him, and he knocks out my engine there and sets a fire. But I do repair it, thinking that even if he does set another fire, I can kill him before it burns me down. So there's no reason to not repair. If I didn't repair, he could have turned and got his other torpedo launchers off at me, and that could have killed me. So I figured it was much smarter just to repair. And there's the kill. So, I mean, pretty decent play. I maybe could have played a little more aggressively, but that's that. And hope you guys enjoyed.